Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Underneath. This is just a short clip. It's something that I've been kind of chewing on the last 24 hours. I've got two clips I want to show you from the Synod on Synodality going on right now. One is this one from Deacon Geert De Cubber yesterday. So here we go. I'm going to make myself small, put myself down there. We're going to play him.
I think it's especially in the part of the world where I live. It is a matter of, I'm going to put it very bluntly, it's a matter of survival.
So he's arguing that this work that they're doing on the Synod on Synodality is about survival, and so just interesting, sort of to frame it in those kind of stark terms.
We don't do that if we don't march a synodal way.
If we don't march in a synodal way, he says, right? So again, this is very, very stark terms, very, very maybe even dramatic. If we don't march in synodality,
I think there is no chance that the church in Belgium, for instance, will survive.
No chance that the church in Belgium will survive if we don't march in synodality. It's an interesting moment for a smirk there. I couldn't help but see it. It caught my eye. I don't know what to make of that smirk, but that smirk is pretty remarkable.
And I think as well that synodality could be an answer to the huge crisis that we are facing in Belgium when it comes to, for instance, sexual abuse.
Okay, so to frame this issue of the Synod on Synodality in the context of the sexual abuse crisis is kind of shocking to me and disgusting, frankly, because the sex abuse crisis is a crisis because the people who were in charge elected either to pretend it wasn't a big deal or explain it away as if well, these things happen and so forth, and we're not going to do that much about it. In fact, not only are we not going to do anything about it, but we're going to move these people around. And if you dare question their governing decisions, then you are somehow sort of being untrustworthy. So to put the sexual abuse crisis in the context of the Synod on Synodality, that if we do not behave in the way that Geert and the rest of the gang are saying we should act, then the church in Belgium is going to go away. I suspect that the church in Belgium is going to go away anyway.
So that is the way we are called to go. It's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that. I don't think so, Geert. I don't think it's that simple. It's not resonating to me. And also, I get so confused with this because I thought that this whole synodality thing was about listening, but it sounds like you have a pre-existing something or other that you want to sort of push through here.
So there is no, I would say there is no escaping from the synodal way of moving forward the church, or moving forward with the church.
So moving forward the church, pushing the church forward to where? To what? We seem to be talking about method, but we don't seem to be talking about telos. I mean, what is the church for, Geert?
So that's as well what I think not only me, also my brothers here at the table try to do in their everyday life as well. Try to bring the spirit that we experience in the synod, bring that back to our homes and to our work. So yeah.
Honestly, I don't believe it. A lot of the participants in the Synod and Synodality talk about it like it's some sort of Kairos retreat, like there's this great experience, and I just want to sort of bring that spirit back. I'm sympathetic, of course. I've had my own experiences at retreats that were transformative and life affirming, but you know, it just seems so painfully naive to suggest that that's what this is, what is going on in this meeting hall at the Vatican is something that needs to be brought back to the people. But I thought that the people were the ones who were supposed to be doing the listening. Again, I'm just really confused as to who's talking and who's listening and what it is we're supposed to do. Which leads me to another clip today from another prelate. I think this is Hollerich, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Cardinal Jean Hollerich.
So the Synod of this year is marvelous because we have met brothers and sisters we know.
Okay. I know he's speaking in a language that is not his first language, but this is not a dumb man. Okay, he's sharp. He's a cardinal. I may disagree with him on a few things here and there, but this is not a dumb man. Let's just replay that. It's just like, again, look at the words.
So the Synod of this year is marvelous because we have met brothers and sisters we know.
We have met brothers and sisters we know. Did you know them beforehand? Did you come to know them at the Synod? Sorry, confused.
We have learned how to speak together.
We have learned how to speak together.
Conversation in the Holy Spirit. So it's not experimenting something new.
So none of this is an experiment in anything new. But unless we move forward in synodality or moved by synodality, then the church is going to die as we know it. I thought that there were certain promises that we were made, that, the whole gates of hell thing. But okay, so it sounds a little bit like there's a sort of embedded threat in these little clips. Like, if we don't do this thing, then then it's all over.
It's coming back home. And home means, in fact, the Holy Trinity.
Okay. It's coming back home, and the home means the Holy Trinity. I just sometimes wonder, do these folks ever have real conversations with real people? It's staggering.
Where we find each other and can speak in truth. And we do not just speak about what we think.
Really? I've learned a little quirk in conversation that when people invoke something that they're not doing, it's oftentimes because they're doing. Just saying.
We think. Because we are here to represent our churches.
Okay, so we're here to represent our churches, as opposed to the one church. Again, I get confused about the language here, but they are representing their churches, I guess, from their home diocese, their home parishes. Okay.
And the churches have done a long way. They have been asked, how can we be a synodal church in mission?
Okay. How can we be a synodal church in mission? Again, this is one of these interesting little verbal constructions, and I've heard versions of this, so I do not think that we can just chalk this up to a man speaking in his non-native language, but sort of this church in mission. Let's just recap that real quick.
Ask, how can we be a synodal church in mission? Because without that in mission, we are just looking to ourselves.
Without that in mission, we are just looking to ourselves, which it really kind of sounds like they are.
We speak about structures, but in fact, we do not move. In order to move.
Move where? Move to what? Holiness? I mean, I hope that's what it would be.
Move. We have to be a church in mission.
That's 3 times. We've got the church in mission. And, I don't know what that means. I mean, yes, of course, the church has to be in mission. The whole point of the church is that it is a mission to evangelize, to bring the good news of the gospel. And I don't hear people talking about that. In fact, if you recall the clip that I played with Geert seems to suggest that if we don't behave in the way that they behave inside the audience hall, then the church is going to die. And I just want to simply ask, like, is it not the fact that maybe the church there, the local church, has died, or it's dying on the vine? Where are the children? Where's the next generation? Do they really think that if we sort of listen synodally, that the church will flourish? I mean, we have ample amount of evidence to suggest, if we look at other comparisons, other churches who have moved in this synodal way, this sort of listening way, are any of them flourishing now? Are any of them stemmed the tide? Are any of them flourishing? We know the answer. No. So what's going on?